Goes all the way back to 1892, but Utah's won 12 straight. The Aggies are hoping to catch some Friday night magic tonight. From Logan, Utah in the Cache Valley, this is ESPN College Football Primetime Friday night, presented by Russell Athletic, Utah versus Utah State. And welcome to the college football weekend with Rod Gilmore, Jamel Hill on the sideline. I'm Carter Blackburn. It's a college football weekend that focuses on the newcomers to the SEC, with Missouri hosting Georgia, Texas A&M hosting both the Florida Gators and College Game Day. And speaking of conference realignment, Rod, Utah State has one more shot at the WAC. Utah in the Pac-12, second year in the Pac-12, a dangerous team perhaps.
Well, everyone has conceded the Pac-12 South to USC, and USC is great. But if there is a sleeper, it's Utah. And you begin with the schedule. They skip Oregon, they skip Stanford, and they get USC at home on a Thursday in October in a great environment. And it's a veteran team, 16 returning starters, a veteran quarterback, a running back with 1,500 yards last season, and a very talented defense that features NFL players.
And in the middle of that defense is NFL player #1 to be, Star Lotulelei.
Lotulelei. Let's just start the draft analysis tonight. You know, this is not a night to watch the ball. It is the night to watch a top 5, top 6 player. And he is outstanding. 6'4", 320 pounds. He's going to come off the board in a hurry. Plays with great leverage and is incredibly disruptive. And he will be a factor all night long. We'll have our eye on him all night long.
Utah State head coach Gary Anderson says we're ready to stand up to Big Brother, look him in the eye, and say we want to fight. We'll hear more from Coach Anderson next.
College Football Primetime, brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy? And Subway. At Subway, get breakfast made the way you say. Like an egg white and cheese with avocado. You've so got it made.
Before the Aggies and the Utes kick it off for the 110th time, we listen in to Gary Anderson, Utah State head coach, in the locker room.
Nothing phases us. Doesn't matter. You can't phase the Aggies. Come good, come bad. We talk about it all the time. It doesn't matter. Play in a parking lot, play in a full stadium. Okay, it doesn't matter to us. Lock your brains, do what you got to do, wrap your arms around each other, believe in each other. Okay, don't be phased. Be physical, be tough, and out-hustle them every single snap. You get that done, you'll be right where you want to be. Tremendous opportunity to do what you got to do tonight. It's all about us, it's not about anybody else. Let's go. Take care of business.
I guess that would mean that it's Star Lotulelei's job to phase those Utah State Aggies, right, Jamel Hill?
Yeah, exactly. And guys, I'm going to try not to use any puns when it comes to Star's name, but I tell you who can't avoid him, and that is Utah State. I talked to offensive coordinator Matt Wells about how they plan the game plan against Star, and he said, I'm not good enough to design a game plan to run away from him. What they will do is use their up-tempo offense to tire him out. I also talked to center Tyler Lawson, who will be matched up against Star all night. And Tyler said the key for him is to get off the ball quickly. Star's signature is anticipating snap counts, so we'll see which one of these guys gets to impose their will.
Well, Coach Anderson said whether it's a packed stadium or a parking lot, the Aggies will be ready. It is a packed Romney Stadium here, Merlin Olsen Field. More on that later. Kyle Whittingham, now in his 8th season as the Utah head coach, he joined the staff all the way back in 1994. So a key part of both of those BCS wins for the Utah program. One is an assistant, one is the head coach.
A lot of emotion between these programs, a lot of exchanging of coaches and families and players.
Coach Whittingham, Coach Anderson, both on that Utah staff. It has been since 1997, and Utah State has beaten Utah. They will try and capture that Friday night magic tonight. Gary Anderson in his 4th season as head coach of the Aggies after a total of 12 seasons as a Utah assistant, including the 04 Fiesta Bowl, the 08 Sugar Bowl. Utah State wins the toss and defers. Rock Warren kicks off the 110th meeting between Utah and Utah State. The Utes will get it at the 25-yard line, where Jordan Wynn, the junior quarterback, will lead that Utah offense. 4 games into 2011, Jordan Wynn suffered another shoulder injury, had the 3rd shoulder surgery of his Utah career, missed the remainder of the season, frustrating rehab yet again. Told us putting on the helmet, taking the field last week against Northern Colorado felt, quote, almost weird. Very grateful for the chance to come back and be on the football field again.
He's a talented quarterback, but he was rusty last week. Held the ball a little bit too long, a little bit late on the deep ball. Needs to clean that up this week.
John White, the senior running back, rushed for a school record 1,500 plus last year. White takes it on first down for a gain of about 5 to right around the 30 before Zach Vigil gets to the football.
You know, this Utah offense was the Achilles heel of this team last season. The defense was outstanding. Wynn was hurt. They struggled. Had they been a better offense last year, they probably would have been a bigger factor in the Pac-12 race.
Without the quarterback, Jordan Wynn graded 109 of 120 in yardage a game. But Norm Chow was the offensive coordinator, now the head coach at Hawaii. Empty on 2nd and 5. That would be a delay of game. Utah doesn't get it off prior to 2nd down and 5.
Before the snap, delay by the offense. 5 yards, 2nd down.
Giving us a chance to look at the impact players for the Utes.
Well, and it begins really on the offensive side. If this offense is going to go, John White, 1,500 yards rushing last season, is going to have another great season. The defense, those 3 names, the Kruger brothers and Star Lotulutele, he was outstanding. Their defensive line is all about what they do up front. Star will be a star factor tonight.
After the penalty, 2nd and 10. Play clock winding down again. 3 seconds, 2. Wynn gets it off. White gets the handoff. 3rd down coming up as the Utah State Aggie defense tries to hold. John White, the senior from Torrance, California, carried the football 316 times last year. 3rd in the nation. And again, that was without starting quarterback Jordan Wynn for most of the season. Aggies have put Utah in 3rd and 7 on the opening drive.
They tend to look inside with slot receivers when they line them up that way, and they have one slot to the upper side of the field now.
Wynn off the play fake. Flag down as Wynn heaves it incomplete, intended for Drez Anderson. Again, flag down.
Yeah, not a good throw.
Open by the offense, number 82. That penalty's declined. The play brings up 4th down.
You know, we talked about Wynn being a little rusty last week, and that first play, that first throw was another sign of it. I mean, he's backing away, falling away, and trying to throw across his body across the field. That's not what you want your quarterback to do in a 3rd down situation like that.
So a 3 and out for the Utah offense that sputtered throughout 2011. Excellent punter Sean Selwood, the senior from Salt Lake City Memorial High School. That's the returner Webb all the way inside the 10. Webb will bring it out to the 23. And the Utah defense with so much talent, but 92, the senior from South Jordan, Utah, originally from Tonga, Star Lotulelei, who had to be convinced by the University of Utah coaches to even come out and play football.
Yeah, but no one had to convince him to come back for his senior season. He was projected as a 1st-round pick, but didn't want to leave college, wanted to stick around for another year with his friends.
Chucky Keaton leads the Utah State Aggie offense onto the field. The sophomore from Houston, Texas, Cypress Creek High School. Keaton to throw on first down. Flings it complete, but only to the 25. A good tackle from Mo Lee. That's Kellen Bartlett, the tight end, making the grab. Chucky Keaton from Houston Cypress Creek High School. When he told the folks at home in Houston he was going to Utah State, he had to tell them, no, it's not the team in red.
Not
Utah State.
Yeah.
Blue. Logan.
Yeah. Well, some folks heard about Utah State last year when Chucky Keaton played his first freshman game.
That was when Utah State nearly sprung the upset over defending national champion Auburn. Keaton, an 18-year-old true freshman. Will be third down and short after the scramble from Chucky Keaton. Really turned heads in that opener against Auburn.
On the road at Auburn, defending national champs, and they were up late in that ball game, had a chance to win. A couple minutes ago, Auburn came back with a furious comeback to win that game, but he had just turned 18 and almost knocked off Auburn.
3rd and 2 for Keaton. Kerwin Williams behind him. Flag down on 3rd and 2. False start on the offense.
Snap. False start by the offense, number 58. 5 yards. Still 3rd down.
Giving us a chance to look at the impact players for the Aggies.
Well, and it starts with Chucky Keaton, who can run the option and can throw the ball. He's very athletic. Kerwin Williams finally gets a start after Robert Turbin and Michael Smith, the NFL running back, who left after last season, and Matt Austin in his 6th year as wide receiver.
3rd and 7. Lotulelei lined up right on the center. Keaton will heave it incomplete, and Utah State goes 3 and out after the Utes go 3 and out. Joe Kruger applying the pressure to Chucky Keaton. Defense dominating in the early going.
And not a surprise. I mean, Utah is all about their defense and forcing 3rd down situations. The option was the only thing that gave them a little trouble in that first series.
3 and out followed by a 3 and out. Tyler Bennett, the senior punter. Utah nearly got to it. Norwood, fair catch inside the 30-yard line. So 3 and out, 3 and out. Who's going to get a first down to get the Battle of the Brothers started?
College football in high definition is presented by Vizio.
Nice time of year to visit Logan, Utah. That's the Logan River. We're in the Cache Valley, right on the edge of the Cache National Forest. Carter Blackburn, Rod Gilmore, Jamel Hill. Utah is ready to go on 1st and 10 after a 3 and out on the opening drive for the Utes. Jordan Wynn under center. Handing off to John White. Minimal gain on 1st down for White. Al Lapuau, the defensive end of West Valley, Utah, there on the stop.
This is a multiple offense. They try and use some spread principles, but they also use 2 running backs. They will use a fullback and a tailback and try and power you. So they mix it up with the spread and the power, trying to be a fast and a tough team.
Motioning 2 tight ends on 2nd and 8. Two seconds, 1 second. Wynn just gets it off. White straight ahead. White spinning for a Utah first down.
Yeah, when they get those 2 and 3 tight ends in there, they're hunting linebackers. You know, they're trying to get their guards out, and they want to attack these guys right here, and they do. They get their guards out in there on them, and they open up holes inside.
So 1st and 10 from the 41 for Utah with a new offensive coordinator, but a very familiar name if you're a Utah Ute fan or you've watched this program, Ascension. Just 25 years old.
Brian Johnson.
Play action. There's the toss to Dunn. Dunn will be dropped for a loss on 1st down and 10. Brian Johnson, who quarterbacked this program to that 2008 Sugar Bowl win over Alabama, says he is very, very invested in this program. Now he is the offensive coordinator for the Utes.
Yeah, been around Utah since he was 16 when he signed. Backed up Alex Smith, led Utah to a 13-0 record and a Sugar Bowl win, and took over this year. First year, 25-year-old offensive coordinator.
Meaning a lot of the guys, especially the ones who've gone on the LDS missions and come back, are older than the offensive coordinator.
There's that empty formation. They like to think slot.
Wynn pressured, doesn't get it out with no protection in the backfield, and Jordan Wynn takes the sack. Jordan Nielsen, the redshirt freshman, gets the win.
How about that? When you go empty, you only have 5 protectors. The ball's got to come out quickly, and nice movement there. Lasike coming in, as well as Nielsen getting in there 97 with the play. That brings up a 3rd and forever. Now you'll see 6 defensive backs, only 2 defensive linemen with their hand on the ground.
The defensive package at Utah State, defensive coordinator Dave Aranda calls the lightning package. Wynn throwing incomplete, intended for Drez Anderson on 3rd and 18. So Utah State will force another punt.
Yeah, good defense by Utah State. That sack on 2nd down, come back with the 6 defensive backs on 3rd down. Man-to-man coverage, 4-man rush, a lot of pressure. Jordan Wynn is not comfortable yet.
Jordan Wynn 0 for 2 passing to start. A first punt from Sean Selwood. 62 yards. This one is blocked into the end zone. Utah State will recover. The Aggies come up with a special teams touchdown. Clayton Christensen recovers it in the end zone for a Utah State touchdown.
Inside, right up the middle, coming in totally untouched. Zach Vigil, blown assignment. He was not picked up at all. No one blocked him. He almost caught that thing.
Utah State on the board first. While the offenses struggle, a special teams touchdown gives the Aggies an early 7-0 lead. It was Gary Anderson who said they're the little brother ready to take the fight to big brother. That's what the Utah State head coach said. And when you're trying to knock off the Utes for the first time since 1997, it's going to take something special. There's the punt block from Zach Vigil. 7-0 Utah State leading Utah.
Well, you punch first, and they punched first with great game plan. I mean, that block was planned all week long by this coaching staff.
First time in 10 years that Utah State has blocked a punt for a touchdown. Warren's kickoff is taken out of the end zone by Devontae Christopher. Across the 25, Christopher is wrestled out of bounds at the 35 by the kicker, Brock Warren. Let's go back to the block.
Yeah, now I want you to watch the overload in the middle. They saw earlier in the week, they only have 2 guys there. Here's the overload with 4 defenders. They pressure that right off the bat. Now watch what happens when they get to the second wedge. Only 3 blockers. They still have an overload of 5 guys coming in. They can't pick them all off. The kicker did his job. He got it off in 2.06. That's not on him. This was great game planning to get the block.
Zach Vigil gets that block, recovered by Christensen in the end zone. 7-0 Utah State. The Utes have yet to complete a pass. Jordan Wynn, quick hitter, complete on first down, but it's maybe a yard gain on the completion. It goes to Sean Fitzgerald. Will Davis on the stop. That was against Boise State 10 years ago that Utah State got that last block punt for a touchdown.
This Utah State defense is also playing very aggressive. You're talking man-to-man coverage out there. They believe in their corners. They're not giving a whole lot of window room. Not a whole lot of room for Jordan Wynn to squeeze the football in right now.
White on second down. It will be 3rd down and about 3 for Utah, who has only one first down midway through the first quarter. For that offense, it struggled so much in 2011, Rob.
Well, and that offense has no rhythm yet. We watched their tape last week, and they struggled early on in that ball game before finally getting some rhythm, and we haven't seen a lot of rhythm now. Now, they come in with their freshman quarterback, Travis Wilson. He ran the ball last week in the red zone only. Key third down here. I got to believe if I'm Utah State, they're going to let him have the ball and run it. Run the power or something, but I wouldn't expect him to be throwing the ball in the key third down right now.
True freshman on 3rd and 3 with the play clock winding down. Utes just get it off. White gets the handoff. He appears to be about half a yard short. Zach Vigil, who got the punt block, gets the stop on 3rd down and very short. Forcing another punt by Utah. A punt that turned into points last time Sean Selwood in the punting unit came on.
Well, now you have the block in the back of their mind. So do you come with it again, or now do you cross them up and think about a return?
Selwood gets this one away cleanly. Fair catch called for. It bounces inside the 5. It is knocked back to the 1 where Utah downs it. Turning about on special teams, Luke Matthews is the one who tips it away from the goal line. Utah backs the Aggies up to the 1.
College Football Primetime is presented by Russell Athletic, who remind you that together we are. And in part by the Volkswagen Passat 2012 Motor Trend Car of the Year.
That's Utah State quarterback Chucky Keaton, who let us tag along, going back to class along with him. Says he knows what he's here to do, a student athlete, study and play football.
Yeah, and part of studying and playing football means making sure that he knows where 92 is at all times.
Starlo Tulele. That punt did cross the goal line. It is a touchback. Utah State gets it at the 20. Keaton on the draw. Keaton bounces it outside, gets a great block, and Chucky Keaton across the 27. Bartlett springs the great block for Keaton. Back to the punt.
Well, this ball comes out to the 20. They ruled on the field that it broke the plane. Now, Luke Matthews tries to make a great play and knocks it back, but it doesn't matter where he is. It matters where the ball is, and the ball broke the plane.
Different than the NFL rule. 2nd down and short. Williams gets the handoff. Williams first down and more for the Aggies. Ridden out of bounds at the 37-yard line by Eric Rowe.
Now, this is a different rushing style from last season. Remember big Popeye arms, Robert Turbin carrying the ball, and then Michael Smith coming in. Both those guys are in the NFL. Turbin with the Seattle Seahawks and Smith with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
That's about 2,800 rushing yards, 34 TDs. Utah State loses off that 2011 team with those two in the NFL. Williams in motion. Keaton fakes it. Keaton drops on the option, throws, completes to the 45-yard line. That's Travis Reynolds. There's a flag down in the backfield.
I think we got a late hit on Chucky Keaton.
Personal foul, roughing the passer by the defense. Number 8 unnecessarily shoved the quarterback to the ground. 15 yards will be added to the end of the run. First down.
Now watch just the end of this. You're frustrated. That ball's gone, way gone. No reason, but Nate Fakahafua takes a shot at him at the end. No reason to do it.
You get a smiley face on your chart after getting Fakahafua right the first time, Ron.
Don't try that at home.
Believe it or not, he was a wide receiver in high school, the 6'3", 250, Fakahafua. So Utah State crosses into Ute territory. Flinging to the flat, Cameron Webb gets it to the Utah 32.
And right now, this has been about Chucky Keaton and doing everything wide. You know, we heard Jamel talk about tiring out this defense. You notice how everything's been screen, option, around the field. It's making that defensive line, and it's making the Tulele run across the field.
This is 2nd and short. Keaton, screen, complete. Spinning away Chuck Jacobs. Short of the first down. We check in with Chris.
Correct. The foul's by the offense. Number 8, 15 yards. It is third down.
That makes a big difference. It's not on the defense for Utah. Pakahafua, that's on the wide receiver Travis Reynolds, backing the Aggies all the way back to the 47.
Big mistake and selfish. Everything Utah State had going for them. And that just takes so much of it away.
Chucky Keaton, by the way, 4 for 5 for only 17 yards, which tells you about what Utah State's trying to do offensively right now.
Run them wide.
Empty backfield on third down and long. Keaton throws incomplete, nearly intercepted.
Yeah.
It was Eric Rowe and Mo Lee who looked like they disrupted one another from getting the pick.
Yeah, well, Chuck Jacobs wasn't there. Keaton and Jacobs were not on the same page. Keaton threw it out. Jacobs went in. Nothing but a couple of Utah Utes back there waiting for the ball. Now, that 15-yard penalty on Reynolds stalled out that drive completely.
Tyler Bennett bobbles the punt. Bennett will be dropped all the way back at the 32. Utah is going to get the football at the Aggie 32-yard line. We'll wait to see. There's a flag down now, and we'll wait to see A, what the flag is, and B, where the spot would be where Bennett was dropped.
Well, it was a muff when he dropped the punt, so it could not be the snap. It couldn't be advanced.
The ruling on the field is that the punter picked up the ball and threw a forward pass. This pass was intentional grounding because there was no receiver in the area the ball would have landed. This is a loss of down at that spot. It will be Utah's ball, first down.
Great explanation from Sean Hockley.
Yeah. I think Dad would be quite proud of that explanation.
And the workout routine.
Yeah, that ball, he drops it. And now he tries to throw it. Excellent call.
Looks like Ollie from Hoosiers.
I don't think it was that good.
No. Yeah, Ollie made his. So Utah, who has struggled moving the football. Jordan Wynn only 1 for 3 passing for 2 yards. Goes under center, but excellent field position from the Utah State 36. John White, 1-yard gain. Well, this is the beginning of the college football weekend where the SEC will take center stage on ESPN. Washington versus LSU, 7:45 on ESPN2. It's Georgia versus Missouri Saturday night. Last meeting between Georgia and Missouri, Fran Tarkenton quarterbacked the Dogs to a win in the 1960 Orange Bowl.
Biggest game of the weekend. Georgia, Missouri. Joe Tessitore and Matt Millen will be there for that one. That is going to be fantastic.
Aggies show pressure on 2nd and 9. And bring it. Wynn has to heave it. Incomplete. Philippe Moyatu applies the pressure. Well, the Bulldogs in motion in our Friday focus from Athens to Columbia.
Yeah, making that trip to that hostile environment where the fans are so excited about their first ever SEC contest. The Georgia Bulldogs showing up, and you see the video for in the distance there.
And rain could be a factor in Columbia, Missouri, so maybe more of what Sheldon Richardson called old man.
Old man football, yeah. I think he got their attention.
3rd and 9 for the Utes. Blitz coming. Wynn heaves it. Intended for Scott. It is knocked away, but there is not one, not two, but 3 flags coming on pass interference. Nevin Lawson gets tangled up with Kenneth Scott.
Yeah, he got beat at the line of scrimmage and then just completely pass interfered to prevent the touchdown. Probably the smart thing to do.
Pass interference by the defense, number 1. Early contact without playing the ball. 15 yards. Automatic. First down.
Can't get a better explanation than that. Not looking at the ball, totally grabbing the receiver completely, Ken Scott. And Scott is, 6'3" against a 5'9", 5'10" Lawson, and he tried to climb him.
But you'd rather give up the 15 yards?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Utah to the Aggie 20. Still only 1 completed pass for Utah. And a bobbled snap. Wynn can't get back on top of it. The Aggies have the football. Stevens shotgun snap. Wynn wasn't ready, and the Aggies take over, erasing a golden opportunity for Utah.
Wow. The mistakes by Utah tonight. Unbelievable. I mean, this is one, you're in the red zone and you have a mix-up in the snap count. It hit him in the chest. It looked like Wynn was trying to change the play, and he was not looking. Look at him. He's looking out at his receiver, trying to change the play, and the ball hits him in a bad spot, right in the numbers.
Travis Seefeld, the redshirt freshman, recovers. It's not even 13 minutes in, but it has the feeling of a special night in Logan for the Utah State Aggies. It's been since 1997 since they have beaten the Utes. Keaton takes it on the option. Keaton jukes his way to the 43.
Option football has been the key to this offense tonight. It's been the focus of the offense. It has been Chucky Keaton getting it done, reading the end. Occasionally they've used the option where he reads the tackle, but it's about getting the ball in his hands and getting wide.
Starlo Tulele has not been a factor yet. Number 92 for Utah at right tackle. He is pushed off the ball on 1st and 10. Keaton gets it across midfield as we check in with Jamel Hill.
Yeah, you already hit on it, Rod. One of the things that offensive coordinator Matt Wells loves about this version of Chucky Keaton is that he's more mature, and he's given him a little bit more responsibility because he's been so impressed with how he's consuming and absorbing the game. So this is just the maturation that we're seeing in process.
And now the Aggies go quick tempo. 2nd and 2. Kerwin Williams breaking tackles all the way down to the Utah 27-yard line.
The option, the change in tempo, it's made Lotulelei ineffective. He's been a non-factor because he's chasing plays. He hasn't been able to do anything inside. There he is inside finally.
But he stood up. Utah State completes again. This is Robert Marshall out of the backfield near another 1st down.
Well, he's got to be tired. He's chasing an option down on either side, and finally when he can pass rush, it's right after quick tempo, and he had to run down the field 30 yards. He's not been able to do anything that's really his strength, which is disrupt the inside of plays.
So the Aggies are getting exactly what they wanted.
Yep.
1st and 10 from the Utah 16. Williams dragged down by number 92 for the Utah Utes, Star Lotulelei.
Yeah, you run towards him. Lotulelei will take on a blocker, throw him away, and then make the tackle. A little bit more difficult for him when he's got to chase down an option 20, 25 yards the other way. But I tell you one thing, we saw him before the game. He packs on 320 pounds like it's 250.
Last play of the 1st quarter. Keaton. Complete for a touchdown. Joe Hill on the wheel route out of the backfield, and the Aggies of Utah State have a 2-touchdown lead on the Utes from the Pac-12.
Did you see that throw? He threw a back shoulder bullet to a running back out of the backfield. That ball almost knocked him over, hit him so hard.
Chucky Keaton, 6 for 8 now, leads that 6-play drive. 6 for 8 with a touchdown pass for Chucky Keaton. The PAT is no good, however. Brock Warren, the true freshman kicker, misses the PAT, so it's 13-0. And here's the touchdown pass from Chucky Keaton.
Yeah, just a bullet. You see that thing? A line drive to the back shoulder, gets it right where it needs to be. And Hill is right there to come up with it. And, you know, you think about the start to this game, the emotion that Utah State brought into this thing and what they were trying to get done, and flawlessly with the game plan, taking the defense for Utah out of the game, running them across the field, laterally, options, and screen passes. It's been fantastic for Utah State.
Rod, you've been around for a few of these special Friday nights. It's, I mean, not even done with one quarter here in Logan, Utah. But does this have the feel of another Friday night Magic game?
Yeah, it kind of sets up that way. I mean, you're talking about a Utah team that has a veteran quarterback. They've got a veteran defense, and they're a team that has every reason to believe that they can contend for postseason. And here they are at Utah State, and they're down 2 possessions already.
2 years ago when Utah State beat BYU, Chucky Keaton was on the sideline on his recruiting trip, committed soon after to come play football for Utah State. And now it's a Friday night 2-touchdown lead on the Utah Utes. And another special teams miscue for Utah. Bobbled inside the 5. They will be backed up all the way to the 3. Charles Henderson bobbles it. It is all